everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about something that's been on my mind for a while, and it is about AI art. And at the same time, I'll be sharing the process behind my latest painting. First, let's talk about how I made this or started this angel painting. My plan was to practice more about skin tones and color complexity, especially how light and shadows affect the skin, so I went to Pinterest to look for reference photos and I found this really beautiful image of an angel. It looked so realistic that I thought it was an oil or maybe acrylic painting. But as I was sketching it, I started noticing some odd details. The fingers looked weird, and technically there was an extra one. And some of the proportions were off, especially in the wings. That's when I realized it was actually AI generated art. I had already started sketching by then, so I decided to continue, but some adjustments. Unfortunately, I didn't notice the wing issue early enough, so I kind of missed the chance to fix it before painting, but that's okay. It is part of learning art, and we have to embrace the mistakes. So, talking about AI art, personally, I think it's totally okay to use AI as long as you're using it for a greater cause or for learning. I believe AI can actually help artists improve their skills like studying lighting, color harmony, or anatomy references. It's actually a great tool for practice, exploration, and for creativity. However, this is where I think that AI can cause a problem. It is when someone uses AI art and claims that it's completely their own original idea. That's not actually creating art for me, and that's just taking credit for something that wasn't entirely made by you. For me, AI should be used to enhance creativity and not replace it. If you use AI to study or improve your artistic techniques, that's a positive way of using it. But if you rely on it just to generate something and call it your own, then you're not really learning or creating. And that's actually my opinion about it. I don't know what's your opinion, but I am willing to hear your other opinions about it. Now, let's talk about the actual painting process, which took me about 5 days to complete. First day was all about layering the foundation. As you can see on the previous clips, I started with the eyes. I always started with the eyes, rather, because for me that's where the soul of the piece begins, and it really sets the mood of your painting. Once I got the expression right, I moved to the cheeks and then to the nose. Softly layering the skin tones using mix of warm browns such as the burnt sienna and burnt umber. Of course, I also used reds and touches of yellow ochre for highlights. Of course, it's not just about all those browns, reds, yellow ochre. I actually mix some of it of white, titanium white, so that there be some shades of the skin tones that I am going to place on the painting to have that more soft layering. Then I started to extend it to the forehead, and of course, as you can see on the time lapse, I did actually first did the eyebrows and then the forehead because it is part of the expression that I'm looking for together with the eyes. So it was really important for me to also do or did the eyebrows before going to the other parts of the faces. And of course, from forehead, I then decided to go from up and down the chin and then the lips so that I can fully complete the face of this girl on my painting. On day 2, we have the hands, background, and then the hair. So first, I of course worked on the hands, which honestly were one of the hardest parts because the hands carry much movements, colors, and it's really hard. I think most artists struggles with painting the hands and the feet, mostly the extremities of a person because it is one of the anatomies that are usually skipped over because we usually focus on the face. And so that's why I decided to be much more confident in coloring the arms by practicing. After that, I painted the background using black, burnt sienna, black plus burnt sienna. I'm not sure if I made that sound understandable, but yes, I also did use yellow ochre and yellow ochre plus titanium white. This is to make it the subject stand out more, to make it more glowy and angelic. The goal was to create a soft contrast that wouldn't overpower the figure. Then I started to paint the hair. Honestly, the hair was also one of the easiest because for some reason I really do enjoy painting the hair compared to the other parts of the body. On the third day, I focused only on the clothes. It's only because I started late at night. And aside from that one, I was also feeling burnout when doing this painting process because I started to paint it every day. But anyways, in the clothes, I wanted to achieve that soft drapes texture of fabric. So I layered with different shades of brown, beige, and even burnt umber. Now, mind you, I also tried to dab my brush in painting it because it gives more texture and it actually blends well. It showed the folds, the lights, and even the shadows. It took some patience that I started to sit, stare at it, and even drink my chocolate milk, and even took some pictures to look if it's actually nice or you know what I mean. And once I was satisfied, I started to call it a day. I forgot to tell you, I also finished 1:10 in the morning. Color wise, I went with warm tones, golds, browns, and soft creams. That was like in the reference photo, and actually for me it really did represent the light, the purity, and even the divinity. The golden halo behind her symbolizes the spiritual awakening, and that's for me, that's my interpretation. And the way her eyes look upward gives a sense of faith, longing, and even surrender. Even though the proportions weren't perfect because of the AI reference, especially the wings, I think that imperfection became part of its meaning. And imperfection really did became part of my journey as well as growing and learning. So for me, it represents how even flawed things can be beautiful because even if how imperfected is AI art and how artists bring soul into something that machines can only imitate. So, in the end, this painting actually reminded me that art is more than just a technique. It's about connection. Yes, AI can create images in just a second, but only humans can feel emotions, interpret the things, or make symbols, learn from mistakes, and even pour meaning into every brush strokes. So, yes, for me, use AI if it helps you learn, but never forget the heart that comes from creating something yourself or from learning something from art and from yourself. So, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more art talks and painting process videos.